I'm only 31, but I've seen and felt more than I ever should have. I've carried trauma like it was stitched into my damn skin, the kind that clings even when you're trying to move on. Broken bones, broken trust, broken homes, they've all played a part in who I am. I've clawed my way out of drug addiction, been clean since 2020, and kicked the bottle this past January, but recovery ain't linear. Some nights still feel like war zones. There's this memory, well, more like a string of M, that creeps back into my head every now and then. And every time it does, it hits like a freight train. It all started with a dream. The first one came out of nowhere. I was in this dark-ass hallway, barefoot, floor wet like I'd stepped out of a storm. The walls were peeling, like the place had been abandoned for years, and the lights above were flickering like they were trying to warn me. I heard whispering, like actual whispers, right behind me, but no one was there. I turned around, and boom, I was suddenly staring into a mirror, but the reflection wasn't mine. It was some twisted version of me, smiling with blood dripping down his chin. I woke up in cold sweat, heart doing backflips. Brushed it off as a bad dream. We all get those, right? Wrong. The second one came 2 nights later. This time, I was standing in my old childhood room, the one with the stupid glow-in-the-dark stars still stuck to the ceiling. I hadn't been there in years, not since my dad told me he didn't believe I was molested. That room never felt like a safe space after that, even in dreams. Anyway, in the dream, I'm standing at the window, and there's someone outside in the yard, just standing there. No movement, no noise, just watching. And again, I saw my reflection in the glass, but it wasn't just me. There was someone behind me. Woke up screaming that time. Almost knocked my phone off the nightstand trying to grab it. At this point, I was getting seriously spooked. I'm not new to nightmares, but these felt different. They didn't fade after I woke up. They lingered. They left this nasty, static why feeling in the air, like my brain knew something my body didn't. Then came the third dream. This is where shit got real twisted. In the dream, I was lying in my actual bed, like real-life position, same clothes, everything. I could hear rain tapping against the window, and I could feel someone watching me. I tried to move, but I couldn't. Total sleep paralysis vibe. Then the closet door creaked open, and I saw this tall-ass figure with long arms and no face just step out. He didn't even walk. He glided. I remember thinking, this ain't a dream. And when he leaned in and whispered, "It's almost time," I woke up choking, like legit, gasping for air. Now listen, I'm not superstitious, but something in my gut was telling me these dreams were warnings. I just didn't know what for yet. The night it all went down, I remember clearly. It was a Saturday, raining like hell. Power had already flickered twice. I was home alone, watching some dumb paranormal show on YouTube with my dog Crash at my feet. Around 1:30 a.m., he sat up and started growling. Low, guttural, like he knew something I didn't. I paused the video. Silence. Then bang. From the back of the house. I sat up, heart immediately in my throat. I grabbed the baseball bat I kept next to the couch. Don't ask why I had it. Just felt right, and crept toward the kitchen. That's when I saw it. The sliding door had been cracked open. I know I locked that door. I triple-checked that door. Yo, who's there? I shouted, trying to sound tougher than I felt. No answer. Crash barked once, then ran into the living room and cowered under the table. That's when I heard the whisper. It's almost time. My blood ran cold. Same voice. Same damn words from the dream. Before I could even turn fully, something big slammed into me from the side. I hit the floor hard, head bouncing off the wood. Everything spun. I saw boots. Muddy, wet boots. And then, voices. Check the back room. Nah, he's right here. Ain't going nowhere. 2 men. Huge. One was bald, tatted from skull to jaw. Snake ink wrapped around his neck. The other? Bearded, gold tooth, and eyes like a dead man walking. And they knew my name. They said it. Yo, Tommy, right? We've been waiting. I couldn't move. Could barely think. This wasn't a robbery. It was targeted. They didn't search drawers. They didn't ask where money was. They just stared, like I was some kind of project they were assigned to. And then, just when I thought it was game over, the lights went out. I don't know what snapped in me, maybe survival instinct or adrenaline, but I booked it. Rolled onto my feet, slammed into Baldy with the bat. Thank God I still had it, and sprinted out the front door barefoot in the rain. Didn't look back. Just kept running, my lungs screaming and my heart feeling like it was gonna bust out my chest. I made it to a neighbor's porch and banged on the door like my life depended on it. 'Cause it did. Cops came 15 minutes later. Want to know the messed up part? No signs of forced entry. No fingerprints. Nothing on camera. It's like they were never there. Except they left behind one thing. A crumpled up note in my bedroom. For words. See you in dreams. I didn't sleep for 2 days after that. Hell, I barely breathed. Every corner of my house felt haunted, not by ghosts, but by what could happen. I kept that bat on me like it was glued to my arm, even when I took a piss. Crash wouldn't leave my side either. He just followed me room to room, whining low, like he sensed we were still in danger. The cops filed the report, said it was probably some random intimidation stunt or a botched home invasion. But I could see it in their eyes. They thought I was tweaking. One of them even asked, "You been using again?" Like I didn't already fight that demon every damn day. But I knew what I saw, what I felt, and I knew the dreams hadn't been dreams. They were warnings. Thing is, it didn't stop. Every night after that, the same dream returned. That same hallway. The mirror. The bloody reflection. Only now. Each time, he looked more and more like me. The smile wider. The eyes deader. Like he was becoming me. Then, about a week later, I got a call. No ID. No number. Just unknown caller. I shouldn't have answered, but something told me I had to. I picked up. Silence. Then the same voice. Raspy, low, too close to the speaker. "Did you really think you could escape us?" Click. I tossed my phone across the room. Crashed against the wall and shattered. Crash barked like crazy and hit again. I dropped to the floor, hands in my hair, shaking like I was back on day 3 of withdrawal. I thought about calling my sponsor. I thought about calling my mom. But I didn't. Because deep down, I knew no one could help. This wasn't just some break-in. This wasn't just 2 goons trying to rob me. This was something else. Something darker. Like those dreams had opened a door to something I couldn't shut anymore. The next night, I decided to try and take control. I set up cameras, 4 in the house, 2 outside. Slept with every damn light on. Bible under my pillow, just in case. And yeah, I know that sounds corny, but when you've lived through some of the shit I have, you'll cling to anything that feels like armor. I went to bed around 3 a.m. That's when the worst dreams always hit. And sure enough, I slipped into it again. But this time, I was back in that hallway. Only now, it was my hallway. My house. Same paintings, same photos on the wall. Except they were all distorted, like someone had melted the faces. I walked toward my bedroom door, and on the other side, I heard laughing. My laugh. Only it wasn't me. I kicked the door open, and there he was, the reflection, sitting on my bed, wearing my clothes, stroking Crash like he was his dog. He looked up at me and said, "You've had your turn. Now it's mine." I woke up screaming. The cameras? All 6 were off. All 6. Check the footage later. At exactly 3:37 a.m., they all glitched. Same static across the screen. Then, for one brief frame, something showed up. A figure in the hallway, just standing there, watching the camera, smiling. I didn't sleep the next night. Couldn't. I sat on my couch with a baseball bat in one hand and my grandma's rosary in the other, chain digging into my fingers. Crash lay next to me, shaking like a leaf. Every creak in the house made my skin crawl. I was done being scared. I wanted answers. So I did something kind of stupid. I opened the attic. I hadn't been up there since I moved in. Barely even looked at the damn thing. Just a square in the ceiling I ignored like it didn't exist. But something told me that night, whatever this is, it started up there. I dragged over a chair, yanked the cord. Dust rained down. The stairs creaked like they hadn't been touched in years. My whole body screamed at me not to go up. But I did. Phone flashlight in hand. I stepped into that attic. Slow, real slow. It smelled like wet wood and old rot. Boxes everywhere, half covered in mold. Spiderwebs thick enough to stop bullets. I moved past some old Halloween decorations when I saw it. A mirror, just like the one in the dream. Tall, cracked, leaning against the back wall like someone had put it there on purpose. I walked up to it, heart hammering so hard I thought I might die right there. I raised the light, and I swear on everything I love. My reflection blinked before I did. I jumped back, dropped my phone. The light spun across the floor, hit the wall. In the reflection, something stepped up beside me. Something tall, grinning. I turned in real life. No one. Turned back to the mirror. Still there. And it was me. But not me. This version had cuts all over its arms, busted knuckles, hollow eyes. like a version of me if I had never gotten clean, if I had stayed broken. It smiled at me and whispered, "You opened the door. Now you live with me." Then the mirror cracked, right down the middle. The attic went ice cold. I felt something pass through me, like my soul just got shoved aside to make room for something else. I ran, nearly fell down the ladder, slammed the attic shut, and pushed a bookshelf in front of it like that was going to help. But I knew, whatever had been in the dreams was out now, living in the walls, in the mirror, in me. Underscore underscore. That was 6 months ago. I don't dream anymore. Because now, the dreams are awake. Crash won't go near the attic. My phone randomly glitches at 3:37 every night. I've moved apartments twice, and every time, that damn mirror shows up. Once it was in a closet. Another time, behind a wall we were renovating. It's following me. Last night, I found a message carved into my bathroom mirror, even though I hadn't fogged it up. Just 3 words. Let me in. I'm still sober. Still fighting. Still trying to believe I'm not crazy. But every time I catch my reflection move when I'm not moving, I think maybe I lost that fight a long time ago.